we move in arches, not linear on the piano. So linear movement would be this. You're moving in a straight line. Move in an arch. We measure distances on the piano in arch. So if you're moving in an arch position, so when I'm moving, if you watch me play now, I lift my hand, and just like almost a mini arch. I don't move straight linear like that. It's hard to measure distance when we're doing that. So if you start to practice moving like that, right? My teacher always say, lift from the wrist. So I'm trying to see if you guys can see my wrist. So when I'm lifting, my arms like this. Imagine, those puppets, string tied to the wrist. You lift from the wrist, and that allows you to move more in an arch. So you'll never see me lift the piano and my hand is like this. It's like that. So those are some additional things. And if you look like on a classical pianist play, you'll see them when they're moving. It's almost like a choreographed movement. At first, I thought it was just the way classical pianists play, but it's actually physically helpful, especially when you're playing things that you have to jump across the piano. You practice moving in arches, and you're going to find after a while, you start to miss less. For people who play stride piano, moving in arch is super important, right? And I used to wonder how those Scott Joplin and those guys stride so quickly. You look at them, you realize they're not moving linear. Can't have to move in arch. Their hands is doing this little arch movement. So those are some cues. And the best way to start to practice this is when you're doing blocked chords. When you're moving to the next inversion, lift from the wrist, do a mini arch, move to the next position. And that's one way you can begin to introduce that sort of arch style playing. And just like anything else, after a while, it sort of becomes a part of how you move around the piano. So for now, if it feels awkward, it's okay. It's supposed to feel awkward because it's not really a natural way how we use our hands. So it might feel a little awkward. That's okay. Eventually, it becomes a part of how you play.